Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today's video should be a bit more chill and I just wanted to talk about work-life balance as a minimalist and as a content creator. Now, when it comes to minimalism, a lot of people, I think, go different routes. There are those minimalists that work hard, try to minimize their possessions, to focus on work, to be like financially independent by 30, by 40, by like that can to retire at an early age. There are also these minimalists that just say like, I want to have more free time, so I want to limit the amount of money I need so that can work less, so that I can have more free time to actually live. And I think both of these things are valid and both of them are routes to go, and there of course are not just these two ways, but there are 100,000 ways in between and different things to do and to go about work-life balance. For me, my story is a bit, maybe it's typical for studying and being in school, because I never even thought about work-life balance, because I always only had that issue and struggle of procrastination. So I always felt like I should be working. I never felt like I deserve to have free time or I deserve to like be done with work now in the evening, in the weekend, on holidays. I always felt like I actually should be working, and I never did work as hard as I wanted. I never did work as concentrated as I wanted to work. And so it was never done. The work was never done. I had always work to do. Of course, let's put it into context. I'm a mom. I'm having this YouTube channel that does take several hours a week, or like several hours a day almost. And so I have a lot of things that I do each day. So it's not that I'm just very lazy, but I also was procrastinating for a huge majority of the time I was supposed to be working. So there was just this huge mountain of work. I never felt like I was allowed to be done, that I was allowed to take a break. So I was always in that mindset of I should be working. So there of course was no thought of like work-life balance. But now I'm done studying. And now I've really thought about this question. I thought about this topic because I think it's a very important one. And I have to say one thing here first. I don't think work or free time are like good or bad. I don't think we can say that everybody should hate their 9 to 5, everybody should love their free time, or like everybody should love their job. It's just not like that. I also have to say I see a phenomenon that's it's just what I see. Maybe that's not true, but what I see is that a lot of minimalists or a lot of people online advertise this lifestyle of being financially free by starting online business, by working from home, working on the internet, starting businesses on your own, and they promote it in a way that it seems like everybody should stop their 9 to 5, everybody should work for themselves, everybody should start an online business. And even though I'm here having a YouTube channel, which is actually an online business, I am kind of maybe promoting this, not willingly, or it's not my intention to promote this lifestyle. But of course, if it's a good example for you, you have to decide what to do with your life and your job. But I want to say that I'm absolutely not thinking that hating your 9 to 5, quitting your 9 to 5, starting an online business is the way to go for everybody. If you don't know, I have a bachelor in social work. So social work is one of these jobs that the world could not work without. There are so many like nurses, kindergarten teachers that are not paid enough here in Germany. So less and less people choose to do this job. So we don't have enough of these people. So everybody starting online businesses would certainly not fix that issue. And our world does not work in a way where everybody can just have an online business. And so it's not a solution to just tell everybody, oh, you're unhappy with your 9 to 5, start an online business. I'm absolutely not saying this. But I have to say, I love the lifestyle I'm living right now. I hope to turn this into a full-time income, my YouTube channel, without putting too much advertisement in front of you. I try to But I'm sorry if sometimes there are too many ads or something like that. I have a sponsored video or like a PR sample. That's just part of it. And I try to choose very, very carefully. You maybe know that I've only once taken a PR sample for this channel and never had a sponsored video, just because I say no to everybody who asks, and because I'm small, I do not get that many like requests. I do not get that many companies that want to sponsor or give me things, but there are quite a few, and I say no to at least 98% of them. So what I want to say, I love where I'm at right now. I want to try to make this into a working full-time model somehow. I do also want to work in social work, but I'm not sure at the moment how I'm gonna balance that. And here we come to the work-life balance issues or thoughts that I have had for my life and my lifestyle. So let's make this a bit. So now it's better. For the first time in my life, I actually like what I'm doing. I'm not just procrastinating on my homework. I'm not just thinking that I should be working all the time. And I've been thinking a lot of that during the past few months of how to balance this job and my free time and potentially also working in social work. In another video, I already talked about my mindset that is kind of off, because sometimes I don't allow myself to say or to think that this is a job, this is a valid thing to do for a living, to earn money off. And I will link you the video up here so you can watch it if you're interested in like hearing more about that mindset and YouTube as a job thing. But I have like written down the hours it takes me to do these videos, and it's more than I thought. It's definitely more than 20, which would be like a half-day part-time job. And so it's just more than I thought. And I love this job. I love working on these videos, and I've been uploading 3 videos a week during the past few weeks. And I think I'm moving back down to 2 because it's just not, I can't manage everything with 3 videos. But what I've realized, when my son is in school, like I try to build a schedule. I try to work during the day. I try to be done with work when he comes from school at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I try to have weekends for myself, which is something that I've not had for the past 8 years, because I've always like thought I should be working, and I did work a little bit always. And now I really try to figure out that balance, to actually see when am I working, when can I take time for myself. And what I realized is, ideally, I would work Monday through Friday from the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it has happened so many times now that I work in the evening, past after 8 o'clock in the evening, that I work on weekends, that I work when I'm actually supposed to be spending time with my family. Or I want to take my weekends off. I want to have free time, but then I see that like I have to choose between doing something for myself, and then I see, oh, but I have that YouTube video that I should be editing because I don't know if I have enough time before it's supposed to go live, and then I do that. Then I just choose to do the YouTube video instead of taking free time. And I mean, in the situation where I choose it, it's not like I have to do the YouTube video or I want to do my free time activity. It's like I want to do both of these things because I like doing it. But I also see that it will be much more healthy to figure out a balance where I am able to say, no, it's weekend, I'm done with work, now I have my free time. It would be so much more healthy to just say after 4 o'clock in the evening, I'm done with work. I can have my free time and learn, read, do things with my family, cook, just relax and watch a YouTube video. And so I know this is a very, very, very privileged problem because I like my job, I have enough time, I do more than I should be doing, but I'm not feeling bad about it. But on the other hand, I try to establish a healthy routine here. I try to establish something that is sustainable for a long time, that does not lead to burnout, that is like ideal. And again, that is like a really bad first world problem, in a sense that it's really not a problem at all. It's super normal to not love your job all the time. It's super normal to work more than you should. But ideally, and what I try to do with minimalism, of course, is actually dreaming big when it comes to an ideal lifestyle. And an ideal lifestyle for me would be liking my work and having enough free time to, educate myself, read, spend time with family, explore the outdoors, and just have time for myself as well. So even though I'm not like pushing it, like I want to have this perfect lifestyle right now, I want to think about it. I want to picture it for myself and try to figure out how I can achieve at least part of that, or how I can move towards more of what I want to have in the end. For now, it's not possible because we are on lockdown again. My son is not in school. Now it's winter break. And so I have to work when he's home. I have to work in the evening. I have to see like when I can squeeze in a little bit of time to edit and film. And that's okay as well. And that's also something that comes with this job and that I have to figure out a solution for. There is no like breaks. I cannot just take 3 weeks off, because if I want to take 3 weeks off, I have to work and produce the content for 3 weeks, which at the moment would be 9 videos in advance, which makes my workload before my break 3 times as high, or double as much if I extend it over a certain period of time. And so I'm in that phase of figuring out how much time it actually takes to do this work, how much time I want to spend on this work, and how to really strategically and good for myself, how to like make that line between free time and work. And that's something that, of course, is also a problem of 2020 and maybe will be a problem of 2021, because a lot of people work in home office, have their kids around while they try to be working. And so I think even though it's a problem that sometimes we cannot fix, it's a problem that sometimes is really, really hard to grasp or to actually have an impact on, or have like a chance to actually change something. I think it's very important to try to figure out a solution that everybody has some free time and a designated time for working. And yes, if you have kids, if you have small kids, that's not possible. I get it. That's usually the thing for me. I try to work and then I do something else with my son, and then I try to work for 10 more minutes. And yeah, it's not that easy. But I think ideally nobody should be working more than 8 hours a day, because then you just have 8 more hours if you want to sleep for 8 hours to do what you want. So I think work-life balance can be a privileged problem, but it should also be we should be dreaming, or we should be thinking about and figuring out a solution that everybody has at least 50% of their time for themselves. I think it cannot happen that we have to work for more than 8 hours a day, which makes the time we can spend for ourselves less than 8 hours. Again, only if people sleep for 8 hours, which I think is a healthy amount, which I know most people don't get, but I hope for every person that it would be possible that they get 8 hours of sleep. And with minimalism, especially, I think that is really a subject, and that is hugely important because it determines how we spend our time day to day. And so I think when we talk about a minimalist lifestyle, when we talk about eliminating everything that we don't want to have in our lives, when we talk about like only keeping in our lives what we want, what adds value, we have to talk about work-life balance as well. We have to figure out a way that we are okay with the time we spend working, that we have some free time if we want to have some free time, or that we figure out a solution that we can work on our work for 16 hours a day if that is what makes us happy. But yeah, that is just my thought processes for now, and I don't know, of course, how they are going on, and I would be very interested in knowing how this is in your life. I know a lot of people just have a 9-to-5 job, which does not leave them a lot of free room to experiment with working time and free time, and which also makes like the line pretty clear between these two things. And also let me know what your goal is with minimalism, and if you have a goal when it comes to like money and working versus free time. I love working for myself. I love working on that YouTube channel. This is a dream of mine. I would love to be able to travel while working. I would love to have like more free time. Also, let me know how much like days you can take off during a year in your where you live, because I think in Switzerland it's 20 days, so it's 4 weeks. In Germany it's often 25 or 30 days. In Sweden I've heard that it's 30 days as well, but I also hear that in the US sometimes it's only 10 days, which is only 2 weeks, and I think even if I had 30 days, ideally I want to have more, which sounds really bad in a way that I don't want to, like, I'm so privileged and I try to say, oh, I want to have even more free time. I don't mean it that way. Just if I can dream, if I can stage the ideal world I would live in, my ideal job, I would have more time to travel. I'm also, of course, absolutely okay with traveling while still working a few hours a day. So I don't, because I like my work, but the thing that I don't want ideally is being stuck in one place, having very strict hours to be somewhere, being required to work certain days, not being flexible when it comes to wanting to have a day off. I know that is the reality for so many people, and I know there's nothing, like, I cannot complain about everything here because I'm in a very privileged position. How many times have I said that now? But I really feel like it's rude for me to say that I want all these great things when in reality most people cannot have them. Part of minimalism is opening up possibilities to have more of the things you want. But that are just things that I have been thinking about, and I think I'm absolutely allowed, and everybody of us, and all of us should be allowed to at least dream and think about what we ideally want as a lifestyle. But if you want, also leave me your opinion in the comments down below. And I think this is also very different for wherever you live. And so I, of course, only see what I can see here in Germany, or what I have read or seen or heard about other countries in this world. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos, I'll link you a video and a playlist right here. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!